A West African mango seed extract called IGOB-131 caused an average weight loss of 28.2 pounds or 13.1% of body weight in 2.5 months without any change in diet or exercise. This compared to a weight loss of 1.5 pounds in the people given a placebo. Hi, this is Larry Hobbs of FatNews.com. The only problem is I don't believe it. A weight loss of 28 pounds without any change in diet and exercise? Are you kidding me? This study was published on March 2nd, 2009 in a journal called Lipids in Health and Disease. And this is a journal that I am not familiar with. Let me show you something else here that bothers me about this. In the abstract of the study, down in the results section, they don't even specifically mention how much weight these people lost. If this were true and they lost 28 pounds in 2.5 months with no change in diet and exercise, this would be the most significant finding of the last 50 years. And yet all they say here is, let me read this to you. I'll read the first part of the sentence and the last part. Significant improvements in body weight, body fat, and waist circumference were observed in the extract group compared with the placebo group. Let's go down here to the conclusion section of the study also. They also do not mention specifically how much weight they lost. They simply say that this extract favorably impacts body weight, and then in the last sentence they say the extract may prove to be a useful tool in dealing with the emerging global epidemics of obesity, etc. Again, if this were true, they should be shouting this from the mountaintops, so this bothers me. Let me also show you over here on page 3 where they talk about there is no change in diet and exercise in this study, and let me just read this, the first part of the sentence here. No major dietary intervention or formal physical activity program was instituted during the course of the study. This is on page 4 of the study in table 1, and let's look at the section on weight here. This is in kilograms, but I'll convert this to pounds for you. So here it shows that the group that was given the extract started out weighing an average of 215 pounds. After 1 month or 4 weeks, they weighed 208 pounds. After 2 months or 8 weeks, they weighed 197 pounds. And after 2.5 months or 10 weeks, they weighed 187 pounds. So let me also show you here how much weight they lost in each one of these weight loss periods. So during the first month, they lost an average of 7.9 pounds. During the second month, they lost an average of 10.1 pounds. And from the second month to the second and half month, they lost an average of 10.1 pounds. Do you see a problem here? Let me show this to you in graph form, and this will become more clear. What this shows here is this is the exact same data you saw before, and the maroon line that's sloping down is the average body weight of the group that was given the extract, and the green line that's horizontal at the top is the placebo group. The only problem with this is that these periods are not the same length. The first one is a month long, the second one is a month long, but the third one is only a half a month long. So the graph looks nice and the slope is nice and steady. It's steady weight loss there. But let's break this down into 2-week periods. So I had to calculate what the body weight would have been after 2 weeks and after 6 weeks, but otherwise the data is simply taken from the table here. So let's look at this. This is where the interesting thing shows up. So during the first 2 weeks, from week 0 to week 2, there's an average weight loss of 4 pounds. From week 2 to week 4, the average weight loss is 3.9 pounds, so also about 4 pounds. From week 4 to week 6, the average weight loss is 5.1 pounds, so up to this point it's been 4 or 5 pounds every 2 weeks. From week 6 to week 8, the average weight loss was 5.1 pounds, so again 4 to 5 pounds every 2 weeks. But then in the last 2 weeks, the average weight loss is 10.1 pounds. I don't believe it. On page 4, also back on in table 1, same table, let's look at the section on percent body fat. And here we're just going to look at the placebo group. It shows me this is another thing that leads me to believe this study. I don't believe the data, that it appears to me that the data was simply made up. So it shows that the placebo group started out with a percent body fat of 34.7%. Now let's go over here to the right a little bit, and if you look at the column on the right, it shows that the placebo group ended the study with a percent body fat of 32.7%. So in other words, they decreased from 34.7 to 32.7%. So they lost, their percent body fat decreased by about 2%. The actual number was 1.99%, and that's shown in the study. So let's do a little calculating here. The placebo group started out weighing an average of 212 pounds, and we can multiply that by 1.99%, which shows us that the placebo group lost an average of 4.2 pounds of body fat. But if you remember, they only lost an average of 1.5 pounds of total body weight. So what this means is that the placebo group would have had to have gained 2.7 pounds of muscle. Do you believe it? I don't. Here back on the title page at the bottom is the contact information for the authors of the study. And let me blow this up so you can see this, and I'll leave this on the screen here for a minute. So the authors of the study are from a university in Cameroon, and I'll show you in a minute here where Cameroon is. Cameroon is a country in West Africa. So the author on the left, Julius Oben, is the corresponding author, and you can email him with questions. But I would also suggest that you send separate emails to each one of the authors on the right and ask the same questions, and then look for inconsistencies in the answer. So here I will show you on a map where the country of Cameroon is. Cameroon is a country in West Africa. It is right next to the country of Nigeria. Let me also show you where Houdia comes from. Houdia comes from a cactus which grows in the Kalahari Desert, which is in the southern part of Africa. And right now, in early 2009, it is selling very well as a weight loss supplement. However, I have some safety concerns about Houdia, and I will post other videos to show you exactly what my concerns are. If you want to try this product, by all means, give it a try. People email and ask, what do you think about this product or that product? And I always tell them, by all means, if you want to try it, go ahead and try it. Just find a health food store that's willing to give you a refund if it doesn't work. So ask them, can I bring this back if it doesn't work, and how long do I have to bring it back? So let me give you another